back to my channel. Today I'm doing the 10 baby names that I love but won't be using. I've seen this video go around quite often. I think it was a little bit more popular a few years ago, but I figured since I was pregnant it would be a good video for me to do. So first I'm going to start with the girl names. I have them all written down, so if I'm looking down that's why I'm looking at my little list. Okay, so my first name for girls is Kinsley. I still really like the name Kinsley. I think it's very pretty, very feminine. Something about like the names that end with Lee to me are really, really pretty. It's just becoming pretty popular, and I just don't really, I just don't really like popular names per se. I like very unique names, names that aren't, I don't know how to describe it. I don't want them like crazy unique where somebody's like, what did you just name your kid? But I want it to where most likely there's not going to be another kid in their class that has that same name. But Kinsley is still very, very pretty, and honestly, maybe if we had a fourth kid and it was a girl, I might still use it, but as of right now, no Kinsley. The second name is Brinley. It goes again with the Lee thing. And it kind of goes the same thing with Kinsley. Like, I really like it, but it's becoming very, very popular. You're hearing it more and more. And I also know a handful of people that have actually named their daughters Brinley. So yeah, that's why I'm not using Brinley. I just don't feel comfortable personally using a name that somebody else has already used that I know. That makes sense. I guess not that I don't feel comfortable doing it. I know for me, when I work really hard on my child's name and then somebody I know uses that name, it's just a little bit frustrating, because you know, you work really hard on a name and you want it to be unique and different, and then somebody turns around and names their kid that. So but Brinley's still a very, very pretty name. The third name is Aspen. And actually with Aspen, I put this on here just because we won't ever use it as a first name, but we may use it as a middle name depending on what we have this time around. If we have a boy or a girl, we still may use Aspen for her middle name, but we're not 100% on that. We're either going to use Aspen or Brett's mom's middle name, which is Kay, K-A-Y. But we had Aspen picked out for both when we were pregnant with Brooks and this time around, but I kind of just changed my name, or not my name, I changed my mind about it. I don't know, I just don't really want it as a first name anymore. In Brett's family, a lot of the people have B names, and so I think we're kind of wanting to go with the B trend. You know, Brooks, Brett, his sister's name is Bianca, he has a brother named Byron, Bryce, Barrett, there's Bo, there's Bradley, there's Brad. Like, I mean, I could just keep going on. There's a lot of B names, so I think I kind of just want to keep the B tradition going, even though it's technically more for boys. Most of the boys have B names. I think we kind of agreed that we wanted a B name for our girl as well. Even though Addison has an A name, Addison's mom picked her name, so there's no really, and also the girls don't always have B names, so it wasn't really that big of a deal at that time. The fourth name is Harper. Again with Harper, it kind of goes along with Kinsley and Brinley. It's very pretty, and I love it a lot. I really like it, but it's becoming very, very popular, and I just don't like popular names. I want a name that's very unique for my child. I think that we have a handful of names picked out, and I think that they're pretty unique. Some of them, I don't want to say too much because I'll just give it away if I say too much, but I like the names that we have picked out so far. The last name is Aubrey, and I still really like Aubrey. I would probably still name my daughter Aubrey, but it is Brett's sister Bianca's middle name, which I guess technically we probably could still use it. I think she would probably actually love that if we used it, but again, back to, I don't want to use a name that somebody I know is already using or used or whatever. So No, Aubrey. So I've literally been sitting here talking to the camera for like 5 minutes and it wasn't even recording. Yeah, that just happened. So anyways, where I left off at was the last girl name I had was Aubrey. So we're gonna go on to the boy names. My first boy name is Bowen. Bowen is actually the name that we had, sorry, my foot's falling asleep. Oh gosh. Bowen is the name that we actually had picked out for Brooks. His name was gonna be William Bowen, and we thought about calling him Bo for short. But we went to a Razorback football game, and one of the Razorback football players' name is Brooks Ellis. And for some reason, during that game, I just kept hearing Brooks Ellis, Brooks Ellis, Brooks Ellis, over and over and over on the intercom thing. And it just kind of, Brooks really stuck in my head. And so, I don't know. I got to thinking about the name and just thinking about it over and over, and made me think of Garth Brooks. And he's like one of my favorite country singers. And so we kind of just agreed, okay, let's change it to William Brooks. And I'm so glad that we did, because Brooks fits him like perfectly. Like I looking at him now, like he's just not a Bowen, he's a Brooks. This time around, we still like the name Bowen. It was just something about it just didn't seem right, I guess you could say. We just didn't want to use it this time around, but I still really like the name. We've actually found a boy name that goes really well with Brooks's name, and it sounds good with Brooks's name, so we like that name a little bit better than we liked Bowen. So we're just kind of checking Bowen off of our list of names that we're just not going to use. The second name I have is Camden. I first heard this name when I was living in Phoenix a few years back. There was a little boy in my class, and his name was Camden. He was super sweet, super cute, very little, with brown hair, blue eyes, just cute as the button, sweet as can be. And ever since I heard that name, I just fell in love with it. I just love it. Honestly, if we didn't have to go with like the bee theme along with Brett's family, this baby would probably be named Camden if it was a boy. I like it that much. But you know, I'm gonna respect the whole family tradition. Every boy has a bee name, so that's what we're doing. And the name that we have picked out this time around, I absolutely love it, so I'm perfectly fine with doing bee names. Third name I have is Rhett. I really like this name. I went to high school with a guy that was named Rhett, and then I also think of Thomas Rhett. I think that's actually Thomas Rhett's middle name, but either way, Rhett's a really cute name. I like it a lot, but personally, I can't picture myself calling my actual child Rhett, if that makes sense. Like, I just can't picture like yelling at him, you know, come here, Rhett, let's go. And like when he's a sweet little baby, I just can't picture calling him Rhett. I don't know, just something about that name. I love it. I love the way it sounds. I love it on other people, but I just can't picture it being my child's name, if that makes sense. The fourth name I have is Oliver. Oliver is such a sweet, it's so sweet and so cute, and it's just it just reminds me of a little blonde hair, blue-eyed little boy just running around, acting crazy, being funny, and having fun. The only thing I don't like about it is I feel like everybody would automatically want, or even without thinking, they would call him Ollie, and personally, I just do not like Ollie at all. I don't want my kid being called Ollie. I would want him to be called Oliver, and I feel like even I would slip up sometimes and call him Ollie, and I just don't like that. I don't like Ollie. I like Oliver, if that makes sense. And my last name for a boy is Emmett. Totally not gonna lie, stole Emmett from Twilight. Ever since I first seen that movie, fell in love with the character of Emmett, fell in love with the name Emmett. I almost said Eric. Fell in love with the name Emmett. Just everything about Emmett I fell in love with. I love that name. It's very cute. It just reminds me of like you first see him and you're like, oh my god, he's so sweet and cute, and then like you get to know him and he's like crazy and like everywhere, but he's still very, very sweet, if that makes sense. That's just the vibe I get from that name. Again, won't be using it though because it's not a B name. I do think Emmett would be a very cute middle name though. But we are giving the baby my dad's middle name, so that middle name is already taken. But I think the name that we have got for a boy, Emmett, would be very cute with it. So yeah, is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So that's okay, guys. So just to recap all the names we have for our girls, we have Kinsley, Brinley, Aspen, Harper, and Aubrey. And for our boy names, we have Bowen, Camden, Rhett, Oliver, and Emmett. So I guess that's going to be it for this video. This was the 10 names I love but won't be using. Make sure you comment down below any names that you love but won't be using, or just any names you love at all. And I would also like to know, like, what are your kids' names? I think it's always interesting to see what people name their kids, even from like all over. Like, names that are popular in America aren't necessarily popular in Canada, even though they're just like right there. It's not always the same. It's even the names that are popular in Arkansas, where I'm at, aren't going to be the same that are popular in California, just because we're more southern, and I think I don't know, we're in the South, we pick different names. I think we have different ways of naming our children, I feel like, sometimes. But just comment down below any name that you love, that you're going to use for your future kid, what you named your kid already. And also give me some bee name ideas. I'm pretty sure we have both our girl and our boy name picked out, but I just want to see what all y'all can think of for bee names, because I might find a name that I love maybe more that I haven't thought of yet. So make sure you comment down below, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you at my next video. Bye.